My name is Marilyn, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, and you can see that Faye is here on the screen with me for a few minutes, um, and then we will get started on the card. Just wanted to hop on and say hi and let you know that we're here for our Thursday night live, as we usually are, and I want to share cards with you. I've got some great samples from today's Christmas card class, as well as one that I've made for a 50th anniversary, and I'm really excited to share that one with you. So let's get started. If you have questions, pop them in the chat. Please answer my question across the top about your favorite summer beverage. We're always looking for new ideas. And we'll carry on and share card making. So while we're doing that, I'm just going to put this, no, not that one, this one on before I forget. Last week's winner of the card that I made with the hanging sailboat was Catherine. That'll be in the mail to you, Catherine. I usually forget to show you that at the end, so I wanted to make sure I did that. And otherwise, I want to quickly tell you about my classes. Zoom with Friends on Friday, which is always lots of fun. Someone else is usually teaching it, and we have lots of laughter and sharing and caring. So hopefully you'll join us. Let me know. I will send out an email to whoever wants to join and give you the instructions on what we need to get ready for each Friday. I have a Christmas card class the second Thursday of each month, and that was today. We had another wonderful time creating together, and we've got more Christmas cards ready for us. And usually the third Thursday, this month it will be the fourth Thursday, I do have a monthly card class. And again, everyone is welcome. Just send me an email. You'll find information here. If you sign into this links URL, you can find all kinds of information about what I do and what I share. And we'll continue that way. So let me go back and share that question with you again. I'm going to switch my camera to my desktop and turn on the chats. So thank you for joining from wherever. Let us know where you're joining from and what kind of day you're having. Have you been crafting? Hello, Betty and Carol and Kathleen. That's all the names I can see now, and I'm not going to concentrate on that because that's what Faye's helping me with, is to answer questions that you have there. And we'll get started. So first of all, like I mentioned, I have a 50th anniversary card that I made, and I trust that my cousin doesn't watch this, so if she does, she'll be surprised, but she's going to get this on Saturday anyway. So it's made with the everyday arches, and I was quite tickled with how it turned out. It's one of those, I've seen them called concertina cards, but it stands up, which is a requirement for most of us. And I was able to get pictures of their wedding and some anniversaries and put it all together for them. So if you're interested in learning how to make that kind of card, let me know. It's really not that difficult once you've got the arches, for sure. I have seen them made with rectangles as well. So there's a variety of ways. I did have someone tell me that if I did that one, they would certainly have a headache that day in the class. So wasn't sure if they were going to be with me or not. But tonight I want to make a card with you using Sweet Blooms, which is a bundle. This is the dice or the stamp set. So you've got lots of variety. You've got the, I'm going to call them bubble words. And then you've got, I did stamp them here. You can add all different words from that set. There's a two-step stamping for flowers, just a background here. And these are die cuts that cut out these pieces. So that's what I do with my, thanks to Lillian, who started me doing this, and I really am pleased with doing it for each of my new sets to show how everything goes together. So the stamp set is photopolymer, and the dies are, there's only 6 of them, but they do cut out wonderful words, as you will see. I'm also going to be using the Soft Waves embossing folder, and a different card. I did use the corrugated, whatever it's called, mini corrugated. And that card is the one that I had in the picture. If you saw it earlier in blues, and today I'm going to do one in yellows. So I've got my regular 8.5 by 5.5, and this is in, I'm not usually a yellow isn't one of my favorite colors, but Lemon Lolly is a very soft yellow. So that's what I've got for my base. I've got Daffodil Delight in 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So it's just a very narrow border around it. And I know I should have got more glue out. I may have to step aside and get some more glue before we're done tonight. So welcome everyone. I hope you're having a great summer. Hop on and let us know about those summer beverages. Also, always interested in where you're headed for summer holidays. Do you have a place you always go to? As in, my son and his family have a permanent lot where their trailer's parked. So that's where they go most of the time. Hello, Pam. And I've already embossed with the waves. This is the Lemon Lolly again. So I'm just going to, this card's not going to take very long. So keep chatting. As I mentioned earlier, Catherine did win last week's card, and that is drawn from everybody who comments, whether you're on here now commenting, and I love seeing you do that, or whether you're watching later and comment, as Kim usually does. And I really appreciate the card that appeared in my mailbox today, Kim, so thank you so much. So there's my layers. It looks kind of white in my screen, but hopefully. Then I have 3 pieces of cardstock that are 3.5 by 1 and designer paper. And I did these colors, I still consider them monochromatic, as you may have seen in the headline, because I had put a poll out to see what you wanted. Monochromatic, fun fold, or 3D. And there was votes for all of them. So eventually I will do all of them for you. So I'm going to put 3 of these together. The DSP is cut at 7/8 by 3 3/8. And all of these will be in a tutorial in my newsletter on Tuesday. So if you're not signed up for my newsletter, you might want to be, because I do share a tutorial each week and lots of other tips with crafting and sometimes with just ideas of what storage, organization. I recently did a short video on labeling your stamp pads. So if you're struggling with doing that, check out my YouTube channel for that. And subscribe when you're there, please. That would be great. So now that I've got these done, I'm going to put dimensionals just top and bottom on all 3 of them, because then I want to run a ribbon underneath. So the trick here is to remember not to put one in the middle of each of these like we normally would, because we certainly don't want our cards to come apart, do we? Also want to mention, as we're doing this tonight, is that now until tomorrow, started yesterday, will be tomorrow, the 2-tone paper is on sale. So if you haven't tried that already, now is a great time to get started with it. I did 2 or 3 videos with different techniques that I've used the two-tone paper for. And again, if you go over to my YouTube channel where you're watching this, you will, you know what, I want that one to move. If you don't push these down tight to begin with, you can do exactly what I did there and just lift them up and move them a little bit. Now back to what I was saying. YouTube channel. I have 2 or 3 videos over there to let you know different things you can do with, okay, this is just like putting shoelaces in when they don't work right. There. So if you slide that under there, and you have your ribbon cut long enough, you can then tie a knot, and you can move it up or down on those ESP pieces. So I really appreciate you following me on YouTube and sharing with your friends. I like to use these reverse tweezers for a second hand when dealing with ribbon and sometimes other things. I also use them a lot if I'm doing embossing, heat embossing, because I can hold the item without burning my fingers then. So there's my knot. I think it's a little better to have too much ribbon and trim it off than it is to have too short and not be able to tie it. And I want that to maybe just move over like that, so you can move it. So then I stamped using, can you see it? Probably not. The big stamp with Lovely and cut it out. And because I had the 2 colors of, no, that's not right either. I tried stamping in a darker color, and I thought, that doesn't really do a lot for it. I didn't think. So I went back and used Daffodil Delight. And again, thinking monochromatic, I like this better. So that's the one I'm going to use. There is enough room on the back to use dimensionals, and it's nice to have it popped up kind of over the ribbon. And so I'm just going to put some there. Plus, I can always trim off little pieces like this that will go here. Have you ever done that with your dimensionals? Just taking this edge piece and kind of make your own size pieces. Use that one there, and I can use another small one down here, and I do need another really narrow one over there just to give it a little bit of height along that side, and I think that will work. So bear with me while I try to put those all together. And again, thank you, Faye, for looking after all of our friends on here while I'm busy chatting and trying to remember how to do this. During our class today, we had quite a discussion about not remembering where we stored stuff and not remembering, we put it away in a safe place, but where was that safe place? We all seem to have that issue. So I am going to take the backings off and just put that there. And we've been, my brother's staying here with me now for a while, and we've been watching chuck wagon races from the Calgary Stampede. Do any of you watch that? It's amazing how they can, I mean, we grew up with horses, not driving chuck wagons like that, but grew up with horses, and it's amazing how they can handle those horses and know exactly what to do with them. Horses are beautiful animals. So there is my lovely, and then you can see where I cut that out of. So you can stamp and cut, or you can also cut the background out and then layer a colored piece over top of it, both cardstock, like in there. So for this, for the other words on here, I'm just going to, I stamped them on here, again with Daffodil Delight. Whoops, that's really crooked. But that's part of cutting. As I'm doing this too, we've also learned that these paper snips are no longer available from Stampin' Up. Their supplier has quit making them. And as of today, I heard that they're already sold out for what Stampin' Up did have for stock. We have no doubt that Stampin' Up will come up with something equally as good as these, although it's kind of hard because I've had these. I will be a demonstrator 18 years in September, and I was a customer before that, and these have not been sharpened, and they're still sharp enough to cut my finger if I'm not careful. So they are certainly a good item, and it's too bad the supplier has quit making them, but we do, like any good consumer, you just find something else that's equally as good. So I'm going to just attach this above there, and that will be the outside of my card. And then I have two other samples to show you in different colors. I like that. So now you can see, and I see your comment, Kathleen, which I think I can. Thank you, Faye. I love stamping because none of my friends here make cards. Love stamping on Zoom. Kathleen is one of our ladies who joins us on the Zoom Fridays, and she's joined a couple of my classes like today's and whatever. So yes, it's a great way to keep in touch, and that's part of what I really like about it. So I have, these are my pieces I had cut just in case I needed to cut out another word. For the inside, I'm going to just put another strip of this and trim it to size when I get it on there. I can try not to get too much glue on my fingers. And I should have my silicone mat here, because then the glue stays where it's easy to get off afterwards. And I will trim that there. Then I will attach this on the inside. And a question for all of you who were on here with and commenting. A friend of mine said she couldn't comment last week during my live. And I suspect it might be because she's not signed into YouTube. Can you vouch for that, any of you? Can you tell me when you go and you're commenting here, are you signed into YouTube? Have you had something like that happen before where it's told you you cannot comment? Let's try to help her. I will do a private Zoom class or stream class with her to see if we can figure it out. So I'm going to use, should I use the gold ones or the silver one, or the gold or the silver? The black, I've had issues with this. These are on the last chance list, but I don't know if you can see, but the black appears to be wearing off, so I haven't used much of them. But the gold or the silver? What do you think? Waiting for your comments. I will let you help me pick. Betty, I don't sign into YouTube and can do live chat with no problem. Okay, I will let her know that. Thanks, Betty. Always looking for things that will help other people. So, anybody want to weigh in on this? Kathleen says gold. Okay, that's what I'll use. I'm going to, that one right there. Usually try to put these in a triangle to draw the eye around the card. And maybe one right there. And usually that's what I do, is okay. Comment also from Gail is that, so if you go to YouTube on my platform, I can comment. If I try, so if I go to YouTube on my platform, I can comment. If I try to go through Facebook, I cannot comment. You can't get to YouTube from Facebook, as far as I know, Gail. I'm confused on that comment, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, hopefully before the next live I do, I will sort that out with her, and then I'll have an answer from both ends. Next week, because you're here live with me usually every week, I will let you know that it will be a recorded video next week, but I will have something for you. So there is tonight's card, and that's the one that somebody, one of you who've commented, is going to win. I'm happy to share with you. This is the one I made as a sample with the blue, and again, monochromatic, and the silver. So thank you for picking up the gold, ladies. Same idea, same layout. And this one is the one that my friend had done at a class I took, and she used different paper again, but same idea. And you can see there's 3 different ones, but they're all great cards, great designs. Would love to give them to anyone, right? And Betty says she goes straight to YouTube, not Facebook. Okay. That's what I thought had to be done, is that you had to go to YouTube to find it. I do share that on Facebook that I'm going to be on YouTube, and after the fact, I will share the link to get to the YouTube one, but that's as far as I know. So sharing those with you now. I also want to share the Christmas cards we made today. So this one is a, I don't know, a step ladder. It does stand up, but we had fun with doing that one. This one is just done with pieces of designer paper cut to look like gifts. And this one is just designer paper on layers of cardstock in between. This technique, for this one, I did full pieces of designer paper, but as we discussed today in the class, quite often you can do it with one piece and just cut out the different layers, and then everything will match. Pam, I think it was you today we're trying to get trees that were on here to go this way, and somehow it just didn't work, but yes, there is another way of doing that. This card, again with the arches, is one that we did last week in our Zoom with friends, and it opens this way, which is a real unique design again. So I wanted to share that one with you. Today in the mail, from one of my downline because we do a swap as part of our team. I got this one with the cute little hippo, I guess I would call him. Beautiful embossed paper, pinks and blues. You're so hip and happy birthday to you. So I guess I'm right with hippo, right? With that one. And Kim, who watches a lot of our lives and comments, sent this one with the pears. And I do not have that set. I will be ordering the paper. I'm not sure that I'll order the stamp set, but she just wanted to wish me a happy summer. So I really appreciate that, Kim. Anytime we get happy mail in our mailbox like that is a happy day, right? So I think that is all I had to share with you. Thank you, Faye, for looking after all the comments for me. I will go back and read them tomorrow once YouTube, with broadcasting to YouTube like we are, I can't read the comments until they're kind of uploaded. They do it a little bit later or something. So I won't be able to read them till tomorrow, but I will go back and check. And like I said, I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends. Bring them along. We can always have lots more joining us and commenting and chitter-chattering and just having a good time with our card making. So thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye now.